Hey guys, welcome back to another scanner review on the Simple Car Guy channel. Today we're taking a look at a very special scanner, a ThinkTool Mini. It's almost hard to call this a scanner since it does so much more. It does everything a regular scanner would do, but it can also read individual modules and perform special functions on those modules. It has built-in 16 service functions such as the brake fluid bleeding, engine oil reset, injector coating, and more. It is also a true bi-directional diagnostics tool, as it can actuate pretty much anything on your vehicle, starting from electrical fans to water pumps to triggering injectors to turning on individual lights within your headlight and so much more. Not only that, it also does coding, which means you can enable features in your car that it did not come with. And looking at it physically, it is a very well constructed device with great battery life. I fully updated this device, including all of 124 applications, as well as the entire firmware and software, and it's still at 73%. I also used it for about 2 to 3 hours after updating it, so the battery life on this is great. And as I said, it's pretty ruggedly built. You have a very nice handle in here, so you can use it with one hand. You don't have to kind of hold it with both hands. You have a little I/O pocket in here, so you have your plug-in for charging and another USB port. Also, it is expandable, so you can get printers and scanners and thermal scanners and everything else that goes and plugs in here. It comes in a very nice case, which we would expect with a nice scanner like this, that is soft touch and fits everything that you need, and a well-written manual, which very thankful for. The entire system was updated wirelessly without the need of computer, which is awesome. And if you'd like to purchase one of these, I do have an affiliated link in the description, so check that out. Currently it sells for $480 with a $50 coupon, making it a $430 device. There's a ton to show here, so let's go plug this into my BMW 550 and get started. We're sitting in my car now, and I do apologize if you hear the engine noise or anything like that. I am running my car just to stay warm since it's really cold outside. But anyway, let's get started. Before we go into the main menus, I just wanted to look at the settings. I know a lot of people are interested in this kind of stuff. Here in the settings, you can change a lot of different things. You can enable screen recorders, go in and retrieve your recordings, set up your network, so all your Wi-Fi settings are in here, brightness, volume, units of measure, obviously your region, and then your time zones. Everything else that you might want to be doing in your settings, you can do it from here. You can also reset it and basically set it as new, which is awesome. So if you run into some issues, software issues, you just reset it, reinstall everything, and you're done. So that's an awesome function right there. Now I'm gonna take out the actual dongle, so it just pulls out like that, and plug it into the car. Be right back. Alright, the dongle is now plugged in, so I'm going to start with the first option on the main menu, which is diagnose. So we're going to go in there, and here you have a lot of different kind of buttons. First one's auto search. This will automatically select your VIN number and your car. Very useful. You can go through the history, so you already scanned this car. You don't have to necessarily scan it again. You can just select it, and it will select the correct modules for it automatically. Here, of course, you have all of your standard or not standard, all of the cars that it supports, which I think is over 90 different makes of cars. It's fantastic. But not only does it support individual makes, you can also do the standard OBD2 scans. So those are going to be at the bottom, so OBD and IM. So that's going to be whether your car is ready for emissions or not. This is pretty much like every other standard scanner, so I'm not going to go deep into this. Not really important. If you're looking at this scanner, you already know what a standard OBD scanner does. So let's click search. Let's see how long it takes. One thing I have noticed about scanners that it's very fast compared to other scanners. It's kind of amazing. As you saw, it just connected to the scanner, or to the dongle, sorry, through the Bluetooth. Okay, so it has identified the car. Now it's scanning, not showing me all of the information, so I'm going to click next. And it says it's going to switch off the car and then turn it back on while scanning all of the modules. I'll click OK to that. So the car has turned off. And it's back on. I'm gonna run it just because I want to stay warm. Okay, as you can see, it only took a few seconds for it to scan the entire car and all of the modules, which is very impressive. This identifies whether your car has, let's say, all of the modules, or does it only have, 20 out of 40, which saves you time in the future while you're doing these functions. Now, first option is health report. All this does is scan the entire system, every single module, and reports back on what is, what codes you have and what's wrong with this car. Very useful for a quick scan. So as you can see, it took what, 15 seconds? Yeah, 15 seconds to scan the entire car. And these are all of the issues that my specific car has. I'm not going to go into why this car has this many issues at the time, but we can easily scan one of them and just see continue. Let's see, read fault codes. So image data, something. So we're not going to worry about it. But anyway, you can scan the entire car and you'll be able to see each and individual module. Of course, you can go into individual modules from here and do whatever you like to do. But I'm going to go back, and as you can see, we have system scan. So this is pretty much exactly the same thing, except I guess slightly more advanced. Not a lot more advanced, but it doesn't have the fancy little graphics and all of that. It just shows you exactly what you need to see. So you can see whether your car is equipped with the special module or not. It will tell you if you have certain things that it's tried to scan for but was not able to find. So let's go to one of these and see what kind of functionality we can see in here. And as you can see, it looks pretty much exactly the same like in the previous scan. You have your read clear and read data stream, all of that stuff. But this is what makes it really, really special, this scanner. You can actually do actuation tests. So if we're going to click on that, let's see, we have injectors, so you can actually activate individual injectors as the car is running. You can do cooling air routing and a few other things, charging, so it's like turbocharger charging. We can also go to general, so we can turn on electric fan. So if the car wasn't running, I can turn it on, or actually I can turn it on right now. So we're gonna go in here and click activate, and you can probably hear it too, the fan turned on. And I can stop it. And it stopped. And then we can go back. All right, let's go into another module and see what we can do in there, what kind of stuff we can actuate. So we're going to click continue. This is CIC, so that's the entertainment basically. Here we have a lot of different stuff, right? So we have our Bluetooth audio, CD drive. Let's see, we can do CID display. All right, and as you can see, you can do different tests in here as well. So you can do no signal, you can do test green. So let me do that right now. So we'll set this to green, activate, and here, look at that. It is green now, right? So that's pretty crazy. You can do this on every single module. Some of the stuff is less interesting, some of the stuff is a little bit more interesting, but you can definitely actually do the gear selector as well. I know I'm kind of dragging this on, but I find this so cool that, I have to show you guys. All right, let's see what we can do here. General, right? So we have our gear selector right there. So let's see, we can do functionality display. I'm going to try to, if I can show you both. I click functionality display. We're going to click activate. As you can see, all of the buttons activated and they're blinking. You can see that? And now we can stop that. We can go back and do, let's see, locator light. So you see how it has a background light? I'm going to activate it and then stop it. It goes away. Activate, stop. And you can do this on a lot of modules for a lot of different things. Like, I can't stress this enough how cool it is and how much this helps you with troubleshooting. Now let's go to the engine module, and we're going to look at some more functionality. So not only can you do these actuation tests, you can also do special functions for each and individual module. So if we're going to go in here, these are the modules that are available for this, or sorry, these are the functions that are available for this specific module, the computer module, right? So we can do the battery registration, we can evaluate battery charge, we can do injector rate adjustment, clear adaptation, and all of this other stuff. It's amazing what you can do. You can even learn Valvetronic limit positioning. You can restart your starter. So if you replace your starter, you can go in here and, you know, register it as restarted, so it's going to, you know, behave better, and it's not going to be cranking as much or whatever it might do, but you will be properly, you know, talking to the car and activating whatever needs to be done. And then whenever you click on one of these, it will tell you what it actually means, what it does. So it'll explain everything. You know, it says, okay, when you restart the starter, you have to you know, after you replace the starter, you have to reset this. This is the amount of, wow, my car has started 12,000 times. I did not know this. But yeah, all of this stuff, very, very cool. A lot of functionality built in here, guys. So this is basically this healthcare report, system scan, and system selection. System selection is exactly the same thing, except you can individually scan the module without having to scan the entire car. Now we also have special functions, which are also divided by drive, chassis, body, drive assistance, and maintenance. Let's start with maintenance. Here you can put the car in transport mode. You can actually fix or correct the service amount. So let's say you change your oil every 5,000 miles, but not every 15,000 miles. You can change that in here. You can reset a few other things. Very cool. You can also go to drive assist. So, you know, you can do like HUD setting picture geometry. So if we enable this, it will test the entire heads-up display, which is kind of amazing as well. And then we can go to each and individual part, like we went to drive, right? And we have all of these options as well. So we can do startup of oil circuits. So if you replace the engine or the car has been fully drained of the oil, you can do this where the car is not going to start, but it will crank slowly so that your car is, you know, the oil has been circulated properly. You can determine your injectors. So a lot of the stuff repeats from the previous option that we were at. Look at that. You can even do startup following walnut blasting. There are so many options that you can do. It's pretty much anything you can think of that BMW may require you to do on, you know, these cars. You can do it from here. You can even calibrate your transfer box. I mean, come on, like what else could you need? We can go to chassis, and it's going to be the same thing. You can do your brake bleeding routine. You can adjust your ride height sensors, and let's see, let's go to body, see what else we can find in here. You can initialize your tailgate, power window regulators, block and enable remote keys, so you can even program keys, different power down commands. I mean, all of this, you can pause and just read all of the options that you have available here. It's kind of amazing. Even though I do feel like I'm blabbing, and I do apologize for that, but it's so cool to me, guys. There's so many functions that, you know, I'm just trying to convey it, but it's a little bit difficult, you know, explaining all of these without being kind of excited like a little kid. Anyway, the next one, and that's kind of the important one, is coding and programming. So here we can actually modify the way our car behaves in certain ways. So we're going to go to personalize or personalization. It's going to scan the car, see what kind of options it has. Going to give some information. We're going to skip that for now. And we'll take a look at a couple different coding that we can do. I'm not going to be doing anything live, as I don't want to mess up my car as I'm recording and talking and trying to do something. This is slightly dangerous in a way. You wouldn't want to be messing with this if you don't know what you're doing. You don't want to be disabling things that, you know, should be enabled and things like that. But as a couple of them, like I can show you the ones I found earlier that I'm going to do probably a follow-up video on, and maybe show you how to do some cool items using this scanner. Let's see, function selection, yes. And yes, you can back up your data before you modify anything. One of the cool ones that I found in here was long press lock to close windows. So most US cars, US BMWs are not configured to close the windows with the key. This only works in Europe. So here you can go in, click enable, click OK. I'm not going to click OK right now, but basically you click OK, and you would go back, go to coding. Okay, let it load. Next. then you would find that same module, which I believe was the CAS. Okay, so we're gonna go to, where is it? CAS. Yes. Oh, actually, no, I don't want to do that. So basically, it's asking, would you like to encode the information that we have changed into this module? I'm gonna click no. End session. Yes, I don't want to actually to do it. So I have ended the module just so I don't actually modify anything or code anything into the car at the moment. But anyway, that's one of the coolest things you can do on this scanner, and I'm really impressed. So if you guys are into modifying anything or coding your cars, this is perfect. It doesn't really require a lot of knowledge, but you still want to be careful. Alright, so I'm back at that menu where we left off, and I just wanted to show you all the things that you can really do. Of course, I'm not going to go into each module because it will take 30 minutes probably to show you what you can code on this, but I'll go into this function help. It'll show you in a quick succession, in a way, all the things that you can do per different module. So terminate windows up when the door opens. See, I'm just going to notice some of the cooler ones, I guess. So auto start stop memorize last state. So if you hate that your car always goes into auto start and stop, you can change that. You can activate sport mode or sport mode plus. So if you have a non-M Sport or non-luxury, I believe, car, you can go in and change that, so you have that option. Electronic speed limit, so if your car is limited to 112 miles an hour, you can remove that. I mean, I'm just gonna go through this. You guys can pause and kind of see all of the cool things that you can enable. You can do headlamp washing times each time, so you can, you know, when you wash your glass and it washes the headlights as well. Well, you can change it. You can make it every single time. You can make it every 10th time. You can make it every 50th time if you don't want it wasting your windshield washer fluid. But look, I think it's literally so many things you can modify. You can make it as custom as you want. So look here, we can change fuel level menu, different USB media stuff. You can even change the animation for different things. I mean, it's incredible. Look, I mean, I can't go through all of these guys, but if you want me to make another video on coding and like show some of the cooler stuff, do leave a comment down below, and I will try to pick out, let's say, top 10 things to code on your, let's say, F10 or your E89 or whatever car you guys want me to do. Anyway, I'm gonna go back from this, but you get the idea. You can modify pretty much anything that you would like on your car. Let's go back to the main menu and see what else we can take a look at here. Alright, so we just did the diagnose menu, and this is the main menu. This is what you're going to be using most of the time. But you also have this maintenance and service menu. These are the 16 special service functions, although there's like 24 on mine. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be that way, but it has a lot more. And here you can adjust different things on different cars. Do note that not all of these functions will be available on all cars. So as an example, air fuel ratio adjustment, let's see if it's available for BMW. Also, this is one of the negatives. Whenever you exit a function, it disconnects you from the Bluetooth dongle, which I don't really like. I wish it would ask me like, hey, would you like to disconnect? And then you say yes or no. You know, because they don't know if you're going to be continuing to use the device with some other functions or not. So I'm going to click BMW. Okay, so this one is available for BMW. I don't want to actually see, that's what I mean. It says you're disconnected, so like take it out. But yeah, there's a lot of options in here. You can look those up on their Amazon page or on their website to see what each one of them does exactly. But you have your ABS bleeding, so brake fluid bleeding, registering battery, airbag reset, brake release, so we need to, the little screw that unlocks the brake pads, coolant flush, key programming, injector compensation stuff, odometer adjustment. This is only available in a few vehicles. Oil reset, TPMS. You can turn off the stop and start. You can initialize the window, or is it regulators? So a lot of different stuff in here. All right, let's go back. One other thing I wanted to mention is that there's a Think store, I guess, and I did purchase the BMW, Rolls-Royce, and Mini function. This only adds the coding to the scanner. Everything else is available. So if you don't purchase, it's $50 for a year, by the way. If you don't purchase that, you will still be able to do the actuations and all the special functions. Everything else, you will not be able to do the coding. So to code, it's $50 a year. And here are all of the other things that are available for the scanner. You can get a printer, work light, thermal imager, video scope, battery tester, oscilloscope, and probably some other things are coming up. So that's pretty impressive, guys. Anyway, I hope I gave you an idea of what you can do with this out of the box without having to purchase any additional modules or anything like that. Clearly, this scanner is made for a mechanic or someone a little bit more advanced. At a $480 price point without the discount, it's not for everyone, but if you like being able to do everything on your car that you want, you can't go wrong with this ThinkTool Mini. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.